everyone. This is Boricua Binks, and welcome back to Let's Play Apollo Justice Ace Attorney. As always, I am joined by my friend Pharaoh. Say hello.
Hello there, everybody.
And we have no idea what happened in the last episode, so let's just continue on.
There we go. I have absolutely no idea, guys. So
No clue. It's been a few weeks, because we had a good backlog, so yeah.
And adulting.
Adulting. What's up, Apollo? Apollo?
We know about this switch, right? We know what it is.
Yeah?
Well, think of when it was used that day. Think of what happened. Well, Mr. Justice.
Oh, I know where we are.
I think I'm starting to know, remember?
Mm-hmm.
If you have no further information to share concerning the switch... Your Honor! Yes, Mr. Justice? I've been remiss in not telling the court this before. I know what this switch is. Well, it seems the defense is set upon linking this switch to the case. Let's see your evidence of the link. What evidence do you have to explain what this switch is?
Okay. Well, we already kind of put two and two together that the switch is what caused the guitar to burn. But we are gonna have to present the igniter.
Prosecutor Gavin, you remember this? Ah, that's that. That what? Is it another one of those newfangled phones? This is an igniter. The phone looks like this. Igniter? You mean it's like a lighter? Yes, actually. You want to say this switch is a remote? I am. This is a remote trigger for an igniter. What? Look, I'll show you. Mr. Justice, you cease and desist upon from burning down this courtroom.
You already burned Emma, now you burn the judge?
Why the hell would he turn it on when somebody was holding it?
Right, all he had to do was tell him put it down or something.
Alright, whatever. Sorry, it was a bit more fire than I expected.
Dude.
If my whiskers are caught on fire. Prosecutor Gavin, let me repeat myself. This switch is a remote igniter trigger. Doesn't that suggest something to you? You're talking about what happened to me, aren't you?
Ah!
Exactly. That night at the concert, there was one unusual burst of flame. When your guitar caught fire in the middle of your performance. Wasn't that part of the stage show, though? Prosecutor Gavin was entirely unaware that such a thing had been planned, and the guitar that burned was a valuable keepsake.
That's right. He got it in Virginia from Lamiroir. He said the sound was amazing. Before it burned, of course. Now it just kind of smokes.
The better the guitar, the brighter it burns. Forehead. Yes? Don't tell me you're trying to tie these two things together. Those being the shooter's voice heard by Lamiroir, and the guitar suddenly catching on fire. I am. It's really simple when you think about it. Mr. Latouche and his shooter were at the crime scene. The shooter was wearing a headset. He ordered someone on stage to press the switch. The switch was pressed and the guitar caught fire. Well, that does seem to make sense. Though something about it is bugging me. I can't quite put my finger on it. Really? It seems pretty simple to me. Objection! Forehead, don't destroy what little respect I have for you.
Wow.
Damn, alright. I was expecting something a little more sensible. I guess I was wrong. What's this all about, Prosecutor Gavin? This simple story simply makes no sense. Think, that night my guitar caught on fire, yes. The cause may have been this indeed. However, the guitar caught fire during the second act. Set.
Ah, that's right. Of course. The guitar caught fire during Lamiroir's song.
Indeed, yet the shooting happened during the third set. The two are utterly unrelated. Oh, yes, that must have been what was bugging me. The whole premise for this is faulty. See, this story makes no sense.
Objection!
Oh,
Are you sure about that?
the meme. Sorry.
What exactly do you mean, Mr. Justice? Maybe it's not the premise for my explanation of the switch that's at fault. Maybe it's our premise for the entire case so far. What premise is this specifically? I'm glad you asked. I'm saying that maybe the killing didn't take place in the third act.
There we go. Time to boogie.
No, what's this? But Detective Emma Sky had shots and found the body. All of this happened in the third act.
Objection!
Gunshots rang out, and according to his testimony, Maki was in that dressing room at the time. Where are you going with this, Mr. Justice? Stay with me, Your Honor. He also told us he told us this in his testimony, namely that the victim had already been shot. We all heard gunshots, but no one saw the shooting. This is insane. Just before the shooting took place, the shooter was heard on his headset, telling someone to press the switch. The next moment, Prosecutor Gavin's guitar burst into flame. We know that a remote-triggered igniter was inside the guitar. From all these facts, we can draw only one conclusion. The crime did not take place during the third act, but during the ballad performance, the second act. What?
There we go.
Order! But that goes against the evidence. What does, Your Honor? This crime was carried out according to the lyrics of that song, yes?
Hey, he's right. Look. The bullet is supposed to come after the fire.
You're thinking about it the wrong way.
Huh?
Look, why would a shooter craft the events of the day to follow the lyrics anyway? It's an awful lot of trouble to go through, with little merit for the person doing it. Well, I'm sure whoever it was had some reason. Yes, they did. A reason that made it advantageous to follow the lyrics. You're saying the order was reversed on purpose? Reversed, Prosecutor Gavin? If the criminal followed the lyrics strictly, then yes, the shooting would have come after the guitar burst into flame. Yet, Air Forehead has raised another possibility. He's claiming that the bullet came not after, but just before the fire. Couldn't I put it better myself? We were only meant to think that the shooting came after the guitar burst into flame. That was the criminal's objective. The crime followed the lyrics to a point, but that was the ruse. Why else would the killer risk discovery by moving the body? That was the final touch to make us think he'd follow the lyrics the whole way.
I still find that ridiculous that the killer didn't get caught while dragging the bodies out.
I mean, I know you gotta suspend reality for a little bit when it comes to games, but yes, I wholeheartily agree. It's like, come on, because the man was not small at all to move around like that. But
Yeah, that would have been hilarious. It's like he's loo, you know, strolling along with a dead body and gets caught red-handed.
He just hasn't rolled up like in a sushi carpet or something. And it's like, oh, what is this? Nothing. All right. But order! That would explain this most unusual situation. It does. The killer changed the order of events to create himself an alibi. In other words, the killer was someone who had an alibi for the third set, but not the second.
Objection!
I was hoping it wouldn't come to this, but sadly it has. Let me tell you why your little fairy tale makes no sense at all. Oh, it sounds good, I'll give you that. You've given us a reason why the killer bothered following the lyrics of my song. But I question your logic. for it's flawed from the very beginning. Flawed? Yes, a contradiction there, Forehead. One I've pointed out several times, no less. At the time of the crime, the small window at the scene was closed. How could Lamiroir have heard a voice through it? Oh, I thought we discussed this already, no?
Yeah, but we haven't solved it yet.
Okay. I know that you like to divert our attention from this critical fact, but you're basing your entire line of reasoning on a false premise. Right. Lamiroir's testimony is my entire case. That voice she heard, the shooter's voice.
What if she couldn't hear it, Apollo?
Look, what do we have? A man saying press the switch, and near the crime scene we have a switch, which acts as a remote trigger for an igniter. And last but not least, Prosecutor Gavin's flaming guitar. It can't all be coincidence, but how do I make it work? I see a more direct line of questioning is required. When the crime scene was investigated immediately after the crime, that window was closed. Can you tell us how Lamiroir heard the voice? A key point, to be sure. Mr. Justice, can you explain this to the court? Okay, Justice, you got one thing to prove and one thing only. Lamiroir heard a voice. She heard it during the second set. Think, how is Lamiroir able to hear the voice?
Alright, guys, this is the tricky part. We happen to know because we played the game before, but I think this is actually really, really tricky, like, to figure out on your own, you know?
Right.
But, I mean, looking at the solutions, though, the best option would be she was somewhere else.
When we investigated the scene, the window was closed. The shooter had no reason to close it had it been open either, meaning it was impossible to hear the voice through that window. It's good to hear you making sense again. For a moment, I was afraid you might be a Bushinian too.
What?
Wow, that's...
Did he just insult an entire country?
He did. He really did.
Wow,
I
Xavier.
I guess we're just gonna drop that. It's like, all right. And even Apollo's like, oh, as I was saying, it's like he's not gonna bring it up either. It's like, all right. As I was saying, Lamiroir could not hear the voice through that window, so there can be only one explanation. She heard the voice from another location entirely. What's this? You do amuse me so. I mean, I thought you and Good Sense were back on speaking terms. Now, I'm afraid you and Good Sense speak two entirely different languages. Shall I interpret for you, Airforehead? Lamiroir clearly stated she heard the voice through that small window, and there's only one small window at the scene. Are you sure about that? Huh? Think about it. Isn't there another small window at the scene?
There is?
Ah, I know that look. He wants us to ask him. Very well. You claim Lamiroir heard the voice from another location. Mr. Justice, show us where this location was. Lamiroir heard the voice from here.
So, the thing is that Apollo already knows, and he kind of gave us a hint there. We gotta look for another small, like, opening, I guess is the way to think about it. So, the answer is all the way up here by the vents. The one that Maki escaped through. Kind of hard to get my cursor on it though, because the present button's there.
Yeah, I don't... It's kind of weird.
It's still... I got like the leftmost corner of it.
Oh, there we go. Yeah. Did I click on the banner? I hope I got this right. This is where Lamiroir heard that voice from.
I got that too.
Okay. Oh, but that's no small window. That's the air vent. What did she tell us? She said she's a Borginian, unfamiliar with our language. It It's not a stretch to imagine that she called this air vent a small window.
Objection!
Okay, I can kind of see where he's coming from that.
Couldn't she have, like, or they have phrased it differently?
Yeah, I mean,
Like, I would have said opening, or maybe she doesn't know the word for open? I don't know.
once again, this is I think it's one of those things you got to suspend reality a little bit, or suspend your belief in things just a teeny bit. Because I agree, it's not so much of a stretch, but I can imagine a lot of people getting confuddled with that.
Mhm.
Oh well. Oh, now you've done it. You've gone beyond ridiculous and into ludicrous. So Lamiroir was up in the ventilation system listening to this man's voice? That's the only logical explanation, yes. Logical. I do not think this word means what you think it means, forehead.
Every time I see that quote, it reminds me of The Princess Bride.
I need to see that movie again.
Oh, it's so good.
It's amazing. Like, what is it about it that everybody in our generation just absolutely adores it?
Because it's like, it takes like a classic fairy tale romance, but then it adds like comedy and action and drama, and it's so good. The writing is something that it appeals to everybody, not just like one specific genre, you know?
Yeah. I remember my mind was kind of blown a little bit when I found out somewhat recently that the guy who played, I forgot his name, but the Spaniard, the fencer, is the guy who played Gideon in Criminal Minds. I'm like, what?
Yeah, you didn't know that?
Well, not for the longest time until I looked at it again. I'm like, oh yeah, it's definitely him. I was like, how come I never noticed that before?
Yeah, he did a pretty good impression there.
Oh, for sure.
My name is Inigo Montoya.
There you go. I was like, I can't believe I couldn't remember his name. That's one of the most famous scenes and lines in the whole movie.
Yep.
Anyway, okay, what about it isn't logical? It hardly merits saying. Why would Lamiroir be in a ventilation system? Hiding like a rat. No offense intended to her, of course. Well, the explanation for that is simple, Prosecutor Gavin. Isn't it, Lamiroir? You've been listening to our discussion here, yes?
Yes. I admit, it's had me quite confused since yesterday. Yes, the small window was closed. But why should that mean I could not hear through it? I feared our prosecutor might himself need an interpreter.
Ooh, burn.
Ooh. Well, that's what he gets for making fun of Borginia like that.
Yep.
Ugh. The problem here is words. Lamiroir, this small window through which you heard the voice, was it up high on the ceiling of the room, not low on a wall?
Yes, it was up on the ceiling.
What? Order! Order! I will have order! Witness, you will clarify this statement to the court. Are you in fact saying that you were up above the ceiling of the room? And that's where you heard the moment of the crime?
Yes, in fact, I was. I am sorry. I never imagined it would become such an important point.
Yes, well, why the heck were you up there?
Actually, why, Apollo, did you figure out she was up there without figuring out why?
I think Apollo's doing that thing where it's like he's kind of making it up as he goes. It's like, alright, I have one piece, let's hope it all falls in line as we keep moving along. I believe it's time for another testimony.
I'm not sure I can't.
May I remind you, this is a murder trial. We will hear your testimony. Tell us why you witnessed a crime from above the ceiling of that room. Please. Well, looks like I'm on the right track.
Okay.
Yes, I was above the ceiling when I heard the voice.
That's really big.
I mean, damn, yeah. I mean, it's one of those things like in movies and games, they make air vents so big that people can walk around in it, and so clean too.
Mm-hmm.
And in reality, it's like you barely get your foot in there, and it probably smells like crap. But
Right.
oh well.
Yes, I was above the ceiling when I heard the voice.
Don't remember if I said that.
I had heard there was a small window there before. It was in the middle of my performance. I had no time to report what I had heard. As to why I was there, I cannot say. I am bound to secrecy on this matter.
But bound to secrecy.
In my line of work, one has many obligations to uphold.
But you say you were in the middle of your performance, so this did happen during the second set.
I did not witness the crime, you must understand. I only know what I heard.
Well, yes, but you must tell us what you were doing in detail. That's what the cross-examination is for, yeah, Vorhin? Oh. Our mission in this court is to discern the truth. No obligation, no binding pact may hinder that mission. Very well. Mr. Justice, you may begin the cross-examination.
What are you going to do, Apollo?
I'm gonna find out the truth. She was up above that ceiling for a reason. I just have to get it out of her.
All right. Think it's pretty obvious why she was up there. All right, let's see. Interesting. As to why I was there, I cannot say. I think this is the one we gotta present it on.
That's what I believe too. I kept going back and forth between this statement and the last one, but I believe it is here.
All right, so we're gonna present the videotape here.
Lamiroir, truth be told, the reason for your presence above that ceiling is quite clear. Especially when you consider what happened during your performance.
What happened?
Yes, it's all right here on this video.
Oh. Here's rewatch number 3.
I think the first time I played this game, this song, this beat was just like ingrained in me for ages.
Mm-hmm.
Can you imagine how this scene would look like now with our technology?
Oh, it would be awesome.
I am curious, do you think that they'll ever make a fully voiced Ace Attorney series or a game in a series? Like maybe like fully voiced during the court scenes at least? Kind of like how Danganronpa is.
That'd be cool. I don't think they will, but I'm hoping that they at least, redo Apollo Justice and the Edgeworth games like they did for the trilogy.
People are saying it's not the next step, or they're probably going to do like the second trilogy, Apollo Justice and the 3DS games.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see. I just want my damn main game.
Yes.
As we can see, Lamiroir was clearly not on stage for her entire performance. Oh. Though it saddens me to be so realistic, Lamiroir is incapable of actually vanishing, let alone teleportation. Because that should be cool. So, the only explanation is that she was hidden from view. And during that time, she moved to the back of the forum.
Apollo!
What, Juicy?
It's not nice to reveal a magician's secrets, and it's against the rules. Trucy, it's a murder trial.
Right, it's like, can you imagine, like, there's probably people like protesting, like, no, we don't tell our rules. It's like, somebody died. Doesn't matter. Well, it does make me, you remember that show back in the day, like, where it was like a magician revealing all these secrets?
Yeah, that was really crazy that they did that.
It now makes you wonder, that do like other magicians, did they get pissed off with that guy?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, yeah, well, alright. But I'm a lawyer. I'm not supposed to be nice. What? Okay.
What the hell?
I'm gonna leave that one alone. This is all very fascinating. But how is it possible? There's only 20 seconds between when she disappears and reappears. She couldn't have moved that fast. Is something wrong, Prosecutor Gavin? This was his concert, his show. He knows how the illusion was performed. He's just, I don't know what the hell that was. He's just realizing his own oversight.
Maybe the judge stubbed his toe. I don't know.
Right. So both pain and pleasure, apparently.
Oh, okay.
Wait a minute.
Oh.
He's a masochist.
Here, we've been behaving this whole episode. I was wondering when it was gonna happen.
I mean, at least once an episode we gotta bring out the adult stuff.
That's true.
Let's look at the cross-section diagram again. Here, we can trace a route through the ceiling, and it goes from the stage, through the backstage, to the rear of the forum. Yeah, rear. Oh!
Okay, Judge, I don't want to know what's happening to your
Calm
rear.
down, Judge. Calm down. I know where you heard rear, like, oh. Recall Lamiroir's testimony from yesterday.
Hang away. Window.
Well, she went from the stage to the backstage exit. The perfect description of this route above the ceiling. Lamiroir knew of this because of her part in the illusion, but she wasn't the only one who knew. What? Just now in the lobby, Maki told me something.
Oh, right. He knew about that.
He said that? Oh, were you not informed, Prosecutor Gavin? Oh, I knew about the vanishing act, of course. Yet I had no idea of the route that had been used. Why didn't that magician tell me?
Magicians only reveal details of their acts on a need-to-know basis. They're the bread and butter of a magician's life, you know.
Which is why he bound Lamiroir to secrecy. Well, Lamiroir?
I am impressed, Mr. Attorney. Maki was right about you.
So, what does this mean? Are you saying you used this route above the ceiling?
I did.
Well, that's that, but I'm still a little confused. Why is that, Your Honor? As I said before... There was very little time between when she disappeared and when she reappeared. 20 seconds, tops. How could she do it so fast? Especially if she stopped to hear somebody's voice. That's a good question, actually. Can a witness explain this to the court?
I cannot.
Very well. Mr. Justice? Yes? It's all up to you. Do your thing. What thing, Your Honor? You'll need to explain how Lamiroir was able to teleport like she did.
Oh, I thought he was talking about his power with the bracelet.
Or that, maybe. Or I'm throwing your case out with a bathwater. Ugh. Why do I get picked on? It's Lamiroir who isn't going along with the program here.
As I have stated before, I am not at liberty to speak of the illusion that night in detail.
Then you'll just have to tell us what you can. We'll hear your testimony on this. Mr. Justice, it will be your job to wring the truth out of her.
Yes, if you would, please.
Okay.
Right. I feel like a student before finals. Ugh.
Ugh. God, even today my mom was like, "Aren't you gonna go for your master's?" I was like, "No." I don't want to think about that.
Sometimes I think about it, but I'm like, money.
I'm like, homework and tests. No.
I don't even know if I care. Like, I mean, of course, I did not like homework or tests or anything like that, but that's still not my main thing. I just don't want to pay even more money that I already am still paying off.
That's true.
Oh, and I'm on the low end of the student debt apparently. Well, damn.
Yep.
Good luck, Apollo.
All right. Well, we will be needing that luck in the next episode, you guys.
Oh boy.
Oh boy, indeed. We gotta wring the truth out of her. So, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you're enjoying this, and until next time, have a nice day.
Have a great day, everybody.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already. And also make sure to ring the bell for notifications for new episodes. You can follow me on Twitch, where I stream every week, and also follow me on Twitter for updates. Until next time, have a nice day. Adios!